What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium Picks Porch Show. As always, I am your host, XFL Jim, joined by my illustrious co-host, Chase Lupine Fiasco Sesums. How are you doing, my man?
Man, I'm here with my buddy. I missed a Monday or a Sunday Jimnasium, so this is the big reunion show.
It's
I'm
been a week.
Glad to be
it's
back
been a
together.
whole week since I've seen your beautiful face, my friend.
And with minimum contact, I don't know. This must be what it feels like being like a POW or something.
It really is. And this time we are joined by special guest. You know what? I've been kind of touting you out. I'm calling you a fantasy football expert. I hope you don't mind. We are joined by none other than Adam Pelletier. What is up, my man?
What's up, man? Good to finally get on some pods with you. This is
right.
it.
I think the only time I've ever interacted with you was some fantasy football stuff where I was just an audience member.
Yeah, and I think we did some shit back when the XFL was running.
Yep. That I do remember.
We're just counting down the days until that's back. So
it's close. It's close. I can almost taste it. And speaking of taste, I did come out with I baked some cookies and made a little cookie video for the XFL. So go check that out, folks. Adam, before we get into our picks and everything, shout out what do you have going on?
Right now, I'm just doing rankings and picks over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Check out all of our great NFL content. Whatever you need, we got it. Ref report, teasers for each week. We got fantasy of all regards. Just check us out, yo.
Before I started reading your stuff, I didn't realize how important it was to kind of check out the refs. That was a big thing for me. That was a new thing that I've been kind of getting on this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's been huge. We love our ref report. Everyone should be on that. Anybody who's putting money down on any sort of NFL action should be all over the ref report. That comes out Wednesdays every week, so check that out with us.
Your boy Colby Dant had me as a guest last week on his college show. I was really high on Arkansas. I don't think I'm invited back.
I mean, it happens. We all make mistakes,
It happens to the best of us. And why don't we start with our special guest, Adam? What is your first play for the weekend?
First play, highest scoring game on Sunday. Bills at Chiefs plus 330. I think this is just going to be an absolute shootout. Going to be a fun time. Good game to watch.
I love it. I hope it's going to be a shootout. I'm going to be at this game. It's going to be electric. I'm so fucking hyped. I want my first NFL game to be a giant over.
Have you never been to an NFL game?
I have never been to an NFL game. Actually,
oh my God.
The LA Wildcats Dallas Renegades game was the first professional football game I've ever been to.
Dude.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, you're going to be spoiled for the rest of your life.
Dude,
it's going to be fucking amazing.
Like I told, he wins. The only NFL game I've ever been to was Cowboys 49ers. Sounds dope. Starting quarterback for the Cowboys was Quincy Carter.
Listen, I had first NFL game was Bills versus Bengals, and it was Thad Lewis against Andy Dalton.
Woo!
Bills won that one in overtime, though, baby. That was a great day. Great day.
Fucking go. There you go.
We cheered
Chase,
the loudest for the punter.
So speaking of just garbage matchups, this is something I've been chasing, and God damn it, I'm going to hit one of these one day. When you have two teams who are allergic to winning, I'm fighting these games, and I'm betting that the game goes to overtime. It's Connecticut and UMass. I don't have odds on it yet, but I'm going to bet the Connecticut-UMass game. Two teams allergic to winning who will fight winning tooth and nail down to the wire, go to overtime. That they need more time to try to stop winning.
How fucking close were we last week to UConn Vanderbilt?
So close.
God,
about as close as I was. Whoever the kicker for Atlanta is, I will fuck up because the first time I did it, I almost hit it with the Atlanta Falcons and New York Giants game, and the fucker made the field goal. Felt like a genius. And then that ball went in the air.
I'm going to stick with Chase on my first pick. I'm actually taking UConn -3. If you've been watching the show for a while, you guys know I have an auto fade list, and UConn was on that list until 2 weeks in a row. They impressed me. They almost beat Wyoming. They're a competitive team. Since Randy Edsall has been fired, this team is different. They are built different, and UMass is fucking trash. Give me UConn -3 all day. I hope it goes to overtime, and I hope UConn wins by like a touchdown.
Yeah, they do not score for the first like five possessions, and then finally they're just like kick field goals. Just get off the fucking field.
Exactly. What do we got next, Adam?
I'm going Keelan Cole Sr., wide receiver, New York Jets, plus 450 anytime score. Jets are just going to put up a ton of points on Atlanta. Zach Wilson's feeling himself.
Ooh.
The Mormon Mahomes. Keelan Cole, the Owensboro Flash, is going to get in on some action. He's going to find the end zone.
So do you feel like this game is going to be pointsy?
I feel like the Jets are going to put up a bunch of points. I feel like Atlanta's not going to make the trip across the pond, especially without Calvin Ridley.
I don't hate it. Chase, what do we got next?
So I'm going to take a look at Green Bay and Cincinnati, and I'm just going to look at the totals here. I think there are going to be a lot of points in this game. Joe Burrow can throw it around. He can score. He can get that offense moving quick. Anytime Aaron Rodgers looks at Devontae Adams, just like 6 points, just like fall out of him, just like out of his side or like out of his pockets. And so I'm taking the over 51, but I'm also going to hit some of these alternative totals that I've got where I've got plus money. So let's hit the over 51.5 also. And let's just hit like anything that says the word over and has plus money next to it in that game. I have a very distinct strategy, Adam. I just look for pluses and blindly throw units at it.
I love it.
I don't hate that at all.
Listen, you take enough shots, eventually you hit something, right? Or you black out. One of the two.
Shoot or shoot, baby. Shooter's
gonna shoot.
Fucking shoot. I'm going to stick with my trash games, trash teams, and trash games. I'm actually going to take Akron plus 14 versus Bowling Green here. I don't know since when. I know they won against Minnesota, but in what planet is Bowling Green a 14-point favorite against anybody? Anybody. Give me Akron here to cover. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on that money line. I still think Bowling Green's not good. I just can't get over it. This will be the week. If Bowling Green like actually absolutely smashes Akron, this is the week I turn around and I think they're finally a fine MAC team. It's right. Fucking disgusting. What do we got next, Adam?
Love it. Lowest scoring team, gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just feel like they're gonna have a ton of trouble. Big Ben might not be playing, which means it's gonna be time for whatever homeboy from Oklahoma or Oklahoma State.
It's Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins? I thought it was
Dwayne
Mason
Haskins
Rudolph.
Is the next one up.
It's not Grand Wizard Rudolph.
Oh
no,
my God!
I think Dwayne Haskins might be the next one up.
God, Pittsburgh's going to get destroyed on Sunday.
So but also, is Drew
plus
Lock
1,300.
Is Drew Lock starting though?
It sounds like Teddy's clear, I think Denver's going to roll him. Plus 1,300, lowest scoring team for Pittsburgh.
Teddy Covers is going to come in and own that ass.
My favorite of all time NFL GIF is a young Andrew Reid in the punt, pass, and kick competition. I think might be sneaking up and giving a run for his money is the just Shamu flop that Ben Roethlisberger took last week. Ironically, like he's like 40, Andy Reid was like 12, roughly the same size. Roughly the same size.
It might be the Mason Rudolph getting hit over the head with his own helmet.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's
amazing.
It's a disgusting act, but God, it's so watchable, and he has such a punchable face.
He just looked so racist while he was getting hit in the head with that helmet, man.
God, I fucking hate him.
Everybody hates him.
Chase, what do we got next?
All right, man. We're gonna go to baseball. I think that Atlanta evens the series with Milwaukee Brewers tomorrow. You've got it's spelled Fried, pronounced Freed, but you got him pitching, and he seemed to have been more of the ace than Charlie Morton as of late, it seems. And by that I mean every time that I've bet against them when Freed is pitching, I lose. So that feels like maybe I can learn from this. Also, I really don't like the way that Milwaukee got to a huge lead, coasted through, and now they're just kind of fizzling. I feel like. Also, they were on a long losing streak. 4 games in the regular season. They busted that today. They could go either way.
I don't hate it. I'm going to stick with baseball, and this is why you watch this show live, because this is actually happening tonight or very early in the morning. Go to the Japanese Baseball League. Give me the Nippon Ham Fighters on the money line. I have been riding the Ham Fighters for a while now. This team is decent. They're scrappy, and they're going to win outright. Give me the Ham Fighters.
Adam, have you ever fought anybody with a ham or any other processed meat?
Never with processed meat. Occasionally with hockey gloves, though.
Okay.
I like it.
You know, ham-handed. Boom.
Yeah,
There
it
you
was
go.
definitely ham-handed. You can't really move your hands. You just kind of in your 12s, so you don't exactly understand how to fight.
Our guest Adam will have a scrap, and that's why he's here.
This is also not the last Japanese baseball play I have, just so everyone can stay tuned for tonight. Adam, what do you got next?
Next, can I do something next Tuesday? Is that allowed?
That is fine.
There we go.
Fine. In between this show and the next show, that is fine.
There we go. So we're going NHL. We're going to go Pittsburgh Penguins plus 1.5 against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Opening night, hard to see the Penguins no showing to the tune of a 2-goal loss.
I like that. I very much like that.
By the way, as a pro Carey Price podcast, we got to say, good luck, Carey. Get the help you need, man.
Good luck. Kudos to you, man. Like that takes some balls. Like,
hey, man.
That takes some balls and some courage. Carey Price, shout out. You're a real one.
Love me. We've been a Carey Price podcast since day one of this podcast.
Yeah. True.
What do we got next, Chase?
All right, man. I'm pouring the homer love on the Arkansas Ole Miss game. I'm taking Arkansas on the money line plus 155. I got them to cover the plus 4.5, and then I'm all over that under 66.5. I think the lane train derails, and maybe not in as embarrassing as of a fashion as it did for him last week, but a small derailment of some sort. So I'm taking the under Arkansas plus 4.5 and Arkansas on the money line. This is one of those ones. It's not where I'm like super confident where I knew we were going to beat Texas, where I knew we were going to beat Texas A&M. This is like Georgia, where I see a roadmap to victory.
I like that one a lot. I'm actually going over to boxing, huge boxing match, Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, round 3. I'm actually taking Tyson Fury to win in rounds 3 or 4. I'm getting a nice juicy plus 700 on that one. I think Wilder can kind of hold out for a little bit, but I think Fury is really trying to go in and just pummel the fuck out of him early. And I think he's going to try and just end this one quick. So I like Tyson Fury in rounds 3 or 4 here. I'm getting plus 700. I like that number.
Is there an over-under on how much Deontay Wilder's costume will weigh?
I wish there was. What do we got next, Adam?
If we're going homer picks, I got to go back around to Syracuse plus 190 on the money line against Wake Forest this weekend. It's going to be good. Dino Babers has him coming. He's transformed that team from an air it out, over the top team to a smash mouth running team. Love it. Plus 190 on the money line. Got to get on it.
As someone who handicaps by names like Dino Babers, come on. How do you not cheer for a Dino Babers?
Against the number 1 team in the ACC in the gym rankings, the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
Yeah,
I could hit 400 in Little League.
I mean, but yeah, they're the Deacons. Like, come on. Are you really scared of a team that's named the Deacons? You know, every Deacon I've met has been kind of friendly, kind of old, and kind of, sickly. I'm not exactly intimidated by a Deacon. The Orange, you got no idea what that is. The Orange, you got no idea what that shit is. Like, is it a color? Is it just a mob? Like, what is Orange?
And crazy shit happens at Syracuse. Crazy shit happens in that stadium.
The Loud House, baby.
What do we got next, Chase?
I'm going back to this Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder match. I'm a big fan of Tyson Fury. I feel like for a large man, he is one of the more skilled technical boxers that you will see in the fight game right now. However, I see this big plus 225 next to Deontay Wilder. And I remember that Deontay Wilder has this right hand that is the great equalizer when it comes to skill. Because if he catches you just one time with that right hand at full force, he will knock you the fuck out. And so I'm thinking of it as plus 225 that he can maybe land that right hand one time flush. And I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. I like Tyson Fury. I think he wins, but I'm betting on Deontay Wilder's right hand with the caveat. If his costume weighs less than 65 pounds, then I'm on it. If it's more than 65 pounds and if it's bedazzled, I'm back on Tyson Fury. Spoiler, it's going to be bedazzled.
It's also probably going to weigh like 75 pounds.
Yeah, he's doubling down. It wasn't the costume last time. I put on 100 pounds of bedazzles.
So I am actually jumping all over the place. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Make sure you're watching this now or first thing in the morning. I'm going to esports. I'm going to the League of Legends World Championship play-in. Give me Cloud9 minus 2.5 games over Peace. Cloud9 is the favorite here for a reason. They're the better team. They're one of the best teams coming out of North America, and I think they win this one, and they win it they win 3-0. This team is going to dominate. Give me Cloud9 minus 2.5.
Listen, going back to the NFL, Daniel Jones at plus 900 to have 50 plus rushing yards and a rushing or receiving score. He's had a touchdown in every other game. This Dallas defense is going to be so cued in on stopping him through the air. Free money for him to get 50 yards and a tutty at plus 900.
I like that one a lot.
I want a full-length back tattoo of his face when he realized that his legs weren't going to work anymore last season.
As he's just falling, the monster got him.
Like whoever got that shot deserves a goddamn Pulitzer.
That and then whoever got the shot of when Belichick and Brady were hugging at the end of the Patriots Bucks game, because they only embraced for like half of a second. Whoever got that pick, good on you.
Let's go ahead. Let's throw in the guy at Urban Meyer's Chop House while we're at it for just achievements in journalism.
No, not the main angle. It has to be the alternate angle.
We need the alternate angle.
It has to be the alternate angle because you just
it was the all 11 digits.
It was it was certainly there was some penetration on that one. You know, you love to see that Urban Meyer hasn't forgotten how to play defense and get penetration in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly. or forgot his time at Jiffy Lube and how to give oil checks.
There you go. Chase, what's your next play?
So I'm obsessed with snooker because they just keep giving it to me on this here book. And the way I handicap snooker is, one, I find the most British sounding name possible because that feels like they should be good at snooker. Where are you? There you are. There's my bitch. It is Stuart Bingham. And then there's somebody named Judd Trump who's like, they're not even giving you a money line. I'm going to bet against Judd Trump with Andrew Padgett, which also sounds super British, plus 1,100 on the money line. Please do not tail these snooker picks. You will be so disappointed. If I get one, it is blind luck and British sounding names.
But it's fun to do. It is very fun to do.
So fun.
Not blind luck for me. I'm going to college football, back to college football, to one of our podcast favorite teams, the UTSA Roadrunners. Give me the Roadrunners on the money line. Meep, motherfuckers on the way to a Conference USA championship. They're not losing anytime soon. They're not losing this week. Give me the Roadrunners outright here. Fucking meep.
Sticking in the NFL here, we're going to go Cordarrelle Patterson plus 2,200 for 50 rushing yards, 50 receiving yards, and 2 total touchdowns scored. You know, it's a long shot. What are the odds he does it back-to-back? He's going to get the yards easy. It's can he fall into the end zone? Again, just throw money. Put some units down on those shots at 2,200. How can you not?
He is the whole offense at this point. He is the offense.
Calvin Ridley's not making the trip. It's him, Olamide Zaccheaus, Kyle Pitts, and Mike Davis if he can get himself going. Matt Ryan's gonna have a bad day.
I love that Yahoo's giving me the running back / wide receiver on him. He just opens up so many possibilities.
God, I can't. I'm pissed. My FFPC won't let me put him at wide receiver. I needed to be able to put him at wide receiver last week. I sat him last week. I started Zach Moss over him, and Zach Moss had a decent week, but Cordarrelle Patterson was the win in my FFPC. I'm pissed. I need wide receiver eligibility for him.
That's rough. Chase, what do we got next?
All right, I'm also going to look forward to Tuesday, and it's going to be the first game in team history for the Seattle Kraken. That's right, the worst mascot in sports, the fucking Kraken.
Whoa.
I don't know, man. I'm anti the Kraken.
No.
It's just like
on board with the Kraken.
I'm with the Kraken. I'm pro Kraken.
Someone heard his drunk son at yell.
Hold on. No. Kraken is way better than any bird related or any big cat related name. Okay.
Yes.
We got too many birds. We got too many big cats. Kraken, something unique and doesn't start with an S.
You know what? I actually, when you are right, and I reverse my position. Those are excellent points. I'm all in on the Kraken. I say the Kraken beat the Vegas Golden Knights in their first ever game, plus 214 on the money line. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know what they're going to do it with. But Seattle, welcome to Victory Town. Population, you guys.
Some damn sharp looking jerseys. That's what they're going to win it with.
Those are pretty fly. Those are real fly.
Some of the best jerseys in the NHL right now. Absolutely love it. Up there with the Dallas Stars all black unis.
I'm turning around. I'm going to golf. I'm going to the Shriners Cup. I'm going outright. I'm taking Matthew Wolff. I don't have any real, I don't have any analytics because I'm not a smart man, but I just have a real gut feeling that this is Matthew Wolff's time. I like him in this spot. He's plus 1,200 right now. I'm going to take him. I'm going to sprinkle some on Matthew Wolff, and I think you guys and everyone out there listening should follow me. Matthew Wolff going to win the Shriners Cup.
Good call. Good. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Staying in the NFL. I don't know if you're sensing a theme. I'm sticking with what I know here, guys.
I respect that. You are the NFL guy here.
Listen, I was waiting. I wish I could get some curling lines on this book. Otherwise, I'd be all over some curling action coming up soon.
Talk about it with me and X League. I'm trying to get X League lines like a motherfucker.
X League. Oh God. X League Gym. I'm nervous for the X League Gym promos. That's going to be.
Oh,
that's going to be something.
They're there. Oh, there's like a samurai one. It's fucking glorious.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Oh my God.
I'll show you one. I'll show you one after this. I'll link them
Love
to
it.
you.
It's like what they show over like the Chinese buffet. Like it's perfect.
Yeah. That's exactly what it sounds like. Anyways, Dalvin Cook, longest reception over 11.5 yards. You're getting plus odds on this one. Dalvin Cook does stuff with the ball in his hands. Get a 12-yard catch, lock it in, and take it to the bank.
I like it. I don't hate that. I'm usually anti Dalvin Cook. I think he's good to break one. So I kind of like that. Where are we going, Chase?
I traditionally pander for love and try to get it the easiest way possible. And by saying that, I'm setting this up to say that I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills plus 131 on the money line against the Kansas City Chiefs. I've been saying to Jim since we started doing the Jimnasium together that if you're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, it's going to be early in the season before they kind of right the ship, get everything together with their defense, with their offensive line. They've already got two
coming together.
Man,
that defense has been bad. That defense has been bad.
Yeah, the only shining thing is Tyrann Mathieu sometimes, and he can't do everything.
And he was just honest with himself, and it turns out he does give a fuck, yo. He do. So I'm gonna hit Buffalo plus 131. I've got Josh Allen in both my fantasy leagues. The first 2 weeks were killer. I need him to keep kicking ass, and I feel like the best way to do that is to put my monetary faith in him to win at Arrowhead. I think Kansas City's going to get real dangerous whenever Josh Gordon gets up to speed. I'm so excited for Josh Gordon. So excited.
I don't know that he has it anymore. I mean,
I bet he has it for at least 2 weeks.
He's got it. If anyone's got tread on the tires, it's him because he only plays 6 football games every 2 years.
Did you see him in the fan-controlled football league?
Did he play?
He did. He played 2 games.
Was he any good?
I mean, it was the fan-controlled football league. It's 7-on-7. So, yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel looked bad in the league. Okay.
No, Josh Gordon actually looked good. He looked good.
I mean, being a receiver, getting open in 7-on-7 on a 50-yard field isn't nothing. I just remember Manziel looked bad.
I'm actually taking the risk and starting Josh Gordon in my fantasy lineup this weekend. I'm taking that risk.
Spicy.
Because I think what the history of Josh Gordon is, he always when he comes out, he kills it and then just disappears.
Yeah.
I don't know that Patrick Mahomes is going to have any time. This Bills front four has been something special to watch, and they've done a lot against bad quarterbacks, but the absolute ass whooping they've unleashed on bad quarterbacks has me feeling good that they're going to take it to a good quarterback like Patrick Mahomes.
I definitely do think the Bills win this one outright. I think both my thought process is very simple. It's both these offenses are fantastic, and one team has a way better defense than the other one. So I'm just going to take the team with a great offense and a decent defense versus the team with a great offense and a terrible defense.
Yeah. All right. This is the last thing I'm going to say on Josh Gordon. With the teams that he's been on, if it can get to that form, imagine what that wide receiver core can do with Tyreek Hill, who can just straight speed take the top off the defense, and then this like man-child who is huge, he is fast, and he is athletic. Like both of them, they could dual take the top off the defense. He could just throw it deep.
No, you're right. Like, absolutely agree with that. Like,
It's a risk.
If he's back, he has to be back though.
No, he's off the stuff.
That doesn't matter. It's like he's old. Like, he's up there for a receiver. He hasn't played football in a while. What happens when he gets hurt? Like we saw it last year with Gronk. Gronk in those early games, Gronk struggled because he hadn't been hit in a year and a half.
He's like an investment grade wine that's just been sitting in the cellar getting better.
I'm going to stick with the NFL. I'm going to go with a different receiver. I'm going Justin Jefferson over 83.5 receiving yards. I think this is a get right game for Minnesota. I think it's another non-primetime game, and they're against the fucking Lions, man. This is going to be a game where you kind of watch it and be like, you don't watch it. Sorry, you don't watch it. You see the stats and you'll be like, whoa, fucking Kirk Cousins is like one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. And Justin Jefferson is like killing it. And then they turn around and just don't do anything with it. But give me Justin Jefferson over 83.5 all day, every day.
Yeah. Give me Colts versus Ravens on Monday night. Give me Latavius Murray plus 13.5 carries at plus 105. Positive number, following the Jimnasium school of throw units at the pluses. And Latavius Murray, 18 carries last week. He's the best back right now in Baltimore.
Yes, I am lockstep with you on that one.
So it takes a lot out of me to just kind of produce alchemy. So I'm going to tap out and I'm just going to brush my beard and I'm just going to listen to you guys. You got to train the hair. To go the direction you want it to go.
I respect that, Chase. Speaking of qualifiers, I'm going to the World Cup qualifiers. I'm actually taking Belgium on the money line over Italy. This is basically just like I'm fading Italy. People are kind of high off of them on their last win. Belgium is kind of sneaking into this one kind of quietly and not gambling related, but I am a huge fan of Belgian waffles. I had some bomb ones this morning at a diner in Nebraska.
Trusted angle.
Belgium's they're going to fucking win this game.
Hey, man, I got to say, the way Georgia kicked the shit out of Arkansas, they're going to handle Greece, no problem.
Exactly.
There we go. Sticking with that Jets-Falcons game, I'm all aboard these Jets teasers. Zach Wilson, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think they're just going to carve up that Atlanta defense, and he's going to have 2-3 touchdowns.
You mentioned Keelan Cole earlier. I got to backtrack to give credit because just watching them, they passed the eye test as a pretty good little duo. I think they've got a pretty good little connection there, Keelan Cole and Zach Wilson.
That receiving core is sneakily good with Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and Keelan Cole and Jamison Crowder. Like, they're 4 receivers deep, and all they need to do is get Zach Wilson time, and that offense could be an interesting play down the stretch.
Listen, I don't want to go to the well on an angle again, but what would really take them over the top? Owens. They brought Terrell Owens out of retirement. He's also been aging like a fine wine.
So I said earlier I had another Japanese baseball play, and here it is. Give me the Oryx Buffalo versus the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks over 5.5 runs. This series, these teams play a decent amount of times each year, and they fucking love to smash it out of the park. They're going to get minimum 7. Give me over 5.5 runs, Oryx Buffalo versus Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. You better be watching this live because this is happening tonight.
Next, I'm going to go one more anytime touchdown. We're going to go deep cuts in this Bills game, though. The Bills haven't had a game where they've had to pull out all the stops, but you saw them start to get him on the field. Reggie Gilliam, the fullback / tight end, plus 1,100. We saw him in the preseason get a bunch of short yardage work. There's going to be a Bills drive that seems like it's stalled out at the 3rd and 1. Everybody's keyed on Josh Allen. Everybody's keyed on Zach Moss. They go one way. Reggie Gilliam walks into the end zone going the other way.
I like that one a lot. Chase, what do we got?
I'm just here to talk shit about everyone else's picks.
I'm going to come around to one in a second.
Serves
right
a
now,
purpose.
I'm going back to the NFL. I'm going to jump on my Justin Jefferson over 83.5. I'm actually taking Kirk Cousins over 286.5 passing yards. I think he just it's one of those, like I said earlier, it's one of those situations where people are going to look at the box score and be like, oh, Kirk Cousins, wow, he's fucking really, really good. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And then just will show up on a Monday night game or a Sunday night game and just look like shit. So
I just found something in the Bills game, actually. Cole Beasley under 0.5 COVID vaccinations and over 0.5 man buns. That's a lock.
Lock it in. Lock it in and take it to the bank.
That's my old co-worker's nephew. Nephew. I feel terrible making fun of him now.
Yeah.
He knows what he looks like and his stance on things.
I got nothing, Jim. You said 12, and I think I got to like 13, and I'm just like, I got nothing else.
No, we're coming up on 30 anyway, so that's perfect, my man.
Woo.
I've got one more for the people. About one more. It's a deer pick to the near close to my heart, close to the Jimnasium. It's a directional Michigan school. Give me Central Michigan -4.5 here. I love the Chippewas in this spot. They're kind of in a get right spot. They need to kind of start feeling themselves to get back in the MAC title contention. Western Michigan's taken all the directional shine, and I think Central Michigan bounces back and wins this one big.
He and I perform on weekends as a boy band called One Directional Mish.
I like it. I think that has some nice like niche market there. I'd see that. I'd see that show.
There's some weird ass girls
I'm sure
who fit that niche.
Some great groupies there. You know,
those Eastern Michigan groupies are really that's what.
No. The ones where you get it really good, it's the Central Eastern. You know, where it's like halfway between Central and Eastern. That's where it gets nice and weird.
And there are some like middle-aged Ukrainian men who just straight up give me the willies. Just straight up give me the willies.
So, but Jim, I mean, the big question is, you know, Donald Parham is a 450 anytime touchdown. Is it a week where you're on that?
There is not a week. There's not a week that goes by that I'm not on that.
He's on it every week. I was going to say that needs to be your ending segment. Which XFL player scores a touchdown this week?
I think Taylor Heineke is also good for a rushing touchdown.
I would get behind that as well. He's looked good. He's looked real good.
What can I get? He hate me at.
I don't know that you're getting he hate me at anything right now.
I hope Dwayne Johnson actually makes him like an ambassador of some sort.
I mean, you know, he almost won a Super Bowl ring. That would have been a great story. I would have loved to have seen him win one.
Question for you, Adam. I know you're a huge Jacquez Patrick fan. When are we going to actually see him in this 49ers lineup?
So I think it's coming. I think it's coming a little later in the year. The fact that they cut all the other backs that they signed and didn't cut him makes me think Jeff Wilson Jr. is going to be out for the rest of the year. And Jacquez Patrick is going to fill that big bruiser role that they really don't have on the team right now. They don't have a guy who's just going to run into the line and fall down for 3 yards like Jeff Wilson. And Jacquez Patrick is much better than that. He's a guy who really deserves an actual shot. And I hope he gets it out there in San Fran.
I hope he does too. I am definitely on Donald Parham. I'm not only on that, I'm on his I'm actually debating throwing him on like a couple cheap DraftKings lineups. I think that he's getting more and more involved with this Chargers offense.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a 50% snap share all season. He's been on the field. He just hasn't gotten looks. If Mike Williams goes down, I think he's the play. You know, and I'd start him in managed leagues, but I love throwing him in, you know, some of your DraftKings lineups because he's going to have a 2-touchdown game coming up. He's just too good to not be more involved. And next year when Jared Cook isn't going to last much longer, when he's gone, that's Donald Parham's gig.
Yep. I'm right there with you.
Just in time for 2023 to have the next Donald Parham emerge.
I'm going to tell you what, I bet that I was going to have just a splendid time with you gents today. And that was just the biggest lock of them all. Love you both.
Fucking love it. That'll do it for this episode of the Jimnasium Picks Porch. My man, Adam Pelletier, at Adam Pelletier on Twitter. Where can the people find you? What are you up to?
I'm just podcasting and helping the SGPN fantasy crew be great. You know, I'm not writing or creating stuff as much anymore. My job is to make sure other people are great on our deep and talented staff. So check out everything on Sports Gambling Podcast, y'all. Great source. I know Jim loves it. Jim hits us up all the time. Jim, we got to get you doing some more stuff for us, man. We need you. We need you in the fold.
2023.
XFL
podcast, buddy.
You, me, and Rod, we're running it. The XFL rides again.
Fuck the hell yes. Chase, where can the people find you?
You can always find me being abrasive on Twitter at of Oaklawn. I pop into people's pods like crazy. Most of the time, you'll find me potting with this big galoot, XFL Jim, my much larger brother who got all the good genes. I feel like Danny DeVito in the movie Twins when I'm around Jim a lot.
I feel like I'm more of a Danny DeVito type, though.
You're a little bit schlubby, but, we even each other out. And then you can find me on Fridays on Always Be Racing on America's Best Racing Live with Blackjack Fletcher and Summer Rae of the WWE, a.k.a. Danielle Monnier. She did it live from France today. God damn, that was crazy. And then my tip sheets for New York Racing Association tracks, specifically Belmont, always available on Horse Racing Nation, $9.99 a day, or just hit up that 30-day plan. It's $49.99.
Hit that shit up.
A price of a cup of coffee a day.
You guys know where to find me. XFL Jim on Twitter, XFL Jim on YouTube. I just made my cookies video where I made some delicious tailgating cookies for the XFL when it comes back around. Check that video out. You can find me on the Jimnasium every single Sunday. Love you guys. Make sure you like the Jimnasium. Follow us everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We are everywhere. Shout out Summer Rae. You know what it's about. Love you guys. And
she called you NFL Joe today, by the way. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I'm going to choose not to take that as an insult. Thank you all for listening. This has been the Picks Porch.